today we're going to be having a look at Nanite Swarmers. That's a new ship that we get in the Machine Age update, which is part of the Crisis, Cosmogenesis Crisis at level 5, where you can get Nano Swarms. The Nano Swarms is a new type of ship. We've probably seen them in the Nanites when you fought the Nanites previously, which you can see here. Go into ship designer, let's have a look at them a little bit closer. Here's your Nanite ship that you might have fought coming from the L cluster previously. The thing with the Nanite ships is they come with 4 various designs: the torpedo, gunship, carrier, and screening ship. Now the difference here is this costs 500 nanites. It'll cost 500 nanites no matter what you do to it. You can put different power systems in there, unique power systems, only costs 500 nanites. Notice there's no dark matter required. Same if you put any other type of exotic weapons on here. No strategic resources required. You can put any type of weapon on here. It won't cost relics. You can look at other ship designs. Put in a ancient cavitator. No relic cost. No archaeotech. You can put in whatever you like, and it remains at a cost of 500 nanites. Now, the big disadvantage of these ships is they're only 50 hull points and 100 armor. So they are like paper mache. They will get killed very, very quickly. So in my testing, I found you don't want ship designs which close the range on the enemy and engage at close range. They tend to not do very good, even like the disruptor type builds. They just get melted very, very rapidly. A fleet of corvettes with disruptors will just obliterate this fleet. They, weapons like this you just don't want to do it. Don't engage in it. But we're going to do a number of tests, and I'll show you how these Nanite ships perform. To build a fleet of, I think I've got 240 here. Yeah, 240. They're 1 fleet point each. So you can put as much in as your fleet capacity, but I'm just putting 240, so because it's 240 versus 240. You can make really big fleets of these, but they are costly. They're not cheap in terms of nanites. This fleet here was 120,000 nanites to build it, 500 nanites each, whereas this fleet is about 50,000 alloys each. So if you've got a big economy which is generating a lot of nanites, then you might be able to build this fleet or build lots of these fleets. So let's have a look. This is the disruptor class. Just have a quick look at this battle so you can see how it unfolds, and you can see what I mean about close range engagements with Nanite ships.
Hostiles engaged.
See how quickly the numbers are melting. They're doing hardly any damage at the moment. Killing a few ships, but the numbers just drop so quickly, so fast that it's the battle's long over, and you've just wasted over 100,000 nanites. Fleet status deleted. They were destroyed to the ship. Nothing survived, and we've suffered nearly 8,000 alloys, 2 corvettes, 2 destroyers. Would you lose 3, 4, 7 cruisers, and that was it. So pretty lackluster performance in that regards. Let's jump into another battle. Let's look at something a little bit different here. We've got our Nanite carrier class. Everything's the same. I've just changed the weapons out. We've got afterburners. We're staying at carrier range combat computer. Advanced strike craft. We'll see, because it's got 240 ships. It should be 240 strike craft, which is a lot. And opposing us is our balanced fleet that we've been using in previous battles. I'll just go over it in case other people haven't seen it before. I should have put the disruptors in there. That means the previous battle should have gone even better, but I'll just leave it as is. Destroyer disruptors, cruisers, carrier cruisers with missiles. I did change this to Whirlwind, to Marauder missiles, and added in the 3 afterburners, just to give me a bit more speed to the carriers and stay at range. Devastator torpedoes and missiles, so these torpedoes aren't going to be much good against this fleet, but I'm just leaving the fleet as it was from our previous videos. And if you haven't watched those previous videos, go and have a look at some of my other the combat videos I've done over the last week or so. You'll see this fleet quite regularly. No real changes there. Disruptor cruiser fleet. No real changes. I could have put in some more afterburners actually for this fleet, but I haven't updated that. Battleships. Same battleship design we've been using for a while now. And Titan. Pretty standard. I did add in some shield capacitors in here instead of afterburners. I thought, well, there's no point Titan having afterburners, really. We want it to stay at range. So let's see how the carriers do, the Nanite Swarmer carriers do against the balanced fleet that we have.
We're under attack. Time to dance.
See all the strike craft have launched. Fleet's taking some losses, yeah, significant losses actually. You can see all the strike craft lying around everywhere, which negates their own strike craft. We have lost a few, but it's not going down anywhere near as quick as the last battle because they are staying at range. And this fleet is taking lots of losses. Strike craft are just absolutely swarming them. Yeah, they're in a lot of pain. Let's just have a look at that damage output. Advanced strike craft 77,000. Yeah, going straight to the hole. Long way in front to the next one, which is Erudition Beam at 10,000. Advanced strike craft again, 232,000 damage to armor. Yeah. No contest. Okay, so that's a retreated fleet. Let's look at the damage. They lost only 6 corvettes. They lost 8 destroyers. That 4 and 2, so 10 cruisers. 1 battleship, and they lost a Titan. Okay, so they lost a fair whack. Whereas we lost 45,000 nanites worth of ships. And about, what's that, 91 we've lost. So that's a far better result. You see the difference in using a long-ranged version of these ships because it gives you a lot of firepower per ship. So you can imagine having literally thousands of these swarmer ships and you've got literally thousands of strike craft and go in and swarm your enemy fleets. Alright, let's have a look at another battle. Same fleet as last time. Mixed fleet there. There's no changes. This fleet remained the same throughout this video. Got 240 Devastator torpedoes. Now, this fleet, while they've got to engage at close range, it's still pretty good because they do huge amounts of damage when they get in close range. They may not win the battle, but they can dish out a hell of a lot of firepower. So if you had a few more of these guys, if you had the fleet cap up to 370, it would probably well and truly overwhelm this fleet. But then it's a lot more costly in nanites too. You have to have a lot of nanites if you want to play this build. Nanites are charging in, swarmer ships are charging in. They'll lose a bunch on their way in. Now unload their torpedoes and boom, they take a big hit. They're going after the bigger ships as they should. Trying to anyway. Struggling to get into range, but they are firing off some torpedoes. They're just losing so many numbers. We have lost a lot of ships though. A lot of ships. But we're nearly completely gone. A lot of retreated. Okay, that's a retreated fleet. It's about 18k and it retreated. You can see that we didn't win the fight, but we did a huge amount of damage to that fleet. Let's just turn off engagement. Look at the actual damage. That fleet's, yeah, so nearly 35,000 alloys. So nearly all the corvettes were gone. All the destroyers are gone. Plus 1, 9. What's that? 1, 9, 17. 17 cruisers. 4 battleships. Titan managed to live, but not much survived this battle. Wow. Only the carriers did because they were further away and were probably running away from the nanites and they got destroyed before they could reach them. That's 35,000 alloys worth, and we lost 85,000 nanites. So we lost 2/3 of our fleet there as well. So while we didn't win the battle, we did huge damage to that fleet. That fleet's not going to do anything for a long time. So another option for is Devastator torpedoes. Let's jump into the next fight. For this fight, we're going to try torpedoes again, but this time we're using the energy or neutron launchers at longer range to see how we go with using these torpedoes to see if they're as good as the Devastator torpedoes and trying to stay at range to hopefully have more ships stay in the fight longer versus our same fleet. Let's see how this one pans out.
We're under attack. Time to dance.
See, they're still charging through and the corvettes are engaging them. Oof, they got slaughtered. Oof. See, what's happening is the Nanite ships are trying to get through to the torpedoes to attack the bigger ships. But for that, they have to close range because these guys keep retreating and they run straight through the corvette and destroyer screens and any cruisers that charge in as well. So they just got absolutely wrecked by pretty much a majority of the cruisers, destroyers, and corvettes. Ouch, that battle was over so quick. We did do a bit of damage though, nothing to the screening ships. There's 5 cruisers, 3, 8, and they lost most of their battleships because the neutron torpedoes tend to go after the battleships, being the largest target for the torpedoes except for the Titan. They lost 7 battleships, so it's surprising. Not as good as the last battle. They only lost 19,000 alloys, and we lost what's that, about 150 odd Nanite ships there. Now, there's our Titan. Actually take any damage. Look at these. Oh, that's some dead Nanite ships flying through the swarm there, traveling to another galaxy. Their carcass. Where did our Titan go? I can't even see it. Have a look. Well, yeah, it did take a fair bit of damage. It lost well 2/3 of its health, all its armor, nearly all its shields. It almost went as well. Trying to see how many ships are. A lot of dead ships. A lot of these ships died pretty quickly from the neutron launchers. Alright, let's jump to the next battle. So not too bad. But they still didn't win. Alright, so this fight trying something different. Trying some short range weapons. Yeah, I know they're probably going to get obliterated, but I just wanted to so you guys can see Nanite autocannons for the shields and hull damage and the medium plasma. They're going to charge in, pick at range, medium sort of range, and see what damage they can do against our fleet we're using all game, all battle. See how this one pans out. Don't expect too good.
Hostiles engaged.
See the numbers dropping so quickly. They're not barely scratching that fleet. All over. Yeah, we've barely done any damage whatsoever. 1 corvette, 7 destroyers, 4 cruisers. That's it. Minimal losses, 7,000 alloys, and we lost 3/4 of the fleet. 88,000 nanites to repair that. Yep. So that's what I said. Close range weapons just not really that effective if you're going to go down this path. Right. Let's test this fight. This is a bit of a mixed fleet. We've got some is this the mixed fleet? No, this fleet is our Whirlwind missiles. Just going with long range strike. We're going to try and kite the fleet around at carrier combat computer range because we don't have an artillery one, so you want to stay at range if you can and just fire off the missiles and try and whittle the enemy fleet down, and we'll see if it will actually work or not. Problem I'm finding that keep closing range. They keep trying to chase these battleships as breakaways. So they keep closing rather than turning away, and they get intercepted by the screening ships. This is where this balanced fleet really comes into play. Screening ships are really doing their job well and obliterating that Nanite fleet. You can just see how quickly it's over. Look, there's even less losses this time. Yeah, just 5,500 alloys that time. And they lost even more of their fleet. They lost 4/5 of their fleet. Just about. You can see what's happening there, that the Nanites charge in, they chase the bigger ships, trying to get to them, shoot them, but they get intercepted by the corvettes, destroyers, and cruisers, which are running screening operations, and they just obliterate those nanite ships with minimal losses. The only time we've seen victory is with the carriers, using the strike craft, which can be very effective. And we've seen lots of damage from the Devastator torpedoes, which was a close battle. Probably would have won if you had a few more. And the energy or neutron launchers did alright as well. They're the only 3 that I've seen so far. And used the ancient nano missile cloud. I couldn't work out how to get the actual technology in this game to test it for this. But I suspect with it being, yeah, okay, it's a bit better than some of the other missiles, but the missiles are just not going to be very effective in this type of scenario. Because against a mixed fleet, once again, those nano missile ships are going to keep trying to shoot at the bigger ships. They're going to close range, and these corvettes now are going to close range as well. We've seen how effective mixed fleet design can be going up against these nanite swarms. If you used a mono hull type here, often you're going to have trouble trying to catch some of these fleets, because the nanite fleets can turn around and run away if they've got the carrier combat computer on and try and do that kiting that we've commonly seen. With a mixed fleet design, they have to chase targets, and they're actually closing in the range, giving the screening ships the ability to catch them and kill them long before they can do too much damage to these fleets. And nanites, I have to admit, Nanite Swarmers, I'm not very impressed. Maybe in huge numbers, yeah, they could be effective, but good luck running that on your PC with thousands and thousands of these Nanite Swarmers running around in a battle. So yeah, I'm not so impressed with them. Unless you've got huge amounts of nanites you can spend, or can generate tens of thousands of Navy cap worth of swarmers, which may be possible, but it's yeah, I don't think it's a really good battle. Do I want to see 10,000 swarmers running around the battle, just huge amounts dying and not being that effective? Not really. So I don't recommend them, in my opinion. I don't think they're that good. Nanite Swarmers, they might have a niche capability, but against well-rounded fleets running multiple different ship types like this, and imagine I have, say, 20 or 30 of these type of fleets, and against 20 or 30 of these, it's still going to be no contest. I'm still going to obliterate them. Alright guys, if you've got some comments, add comments, or if you think there's a better way to use the Nanite Swarmers, let me know. If you think there's better counter to Nanite Swarmers, leave me some comments. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.